There we go. Okay. Welcome again.
Me to read the legal notice?
Sure.
A special meeting of the electors and citizens qualified to vote in town meetings of the town of Berlin to be held at Berlin Town Hall, Council Chambers, 240 Kensington Road, Berlin, Connecticut, on Tuesday, July 8th, 25 at 45 p.m. for the following. One, to approve a fiscal year 2025 non-budget appropriation from the Berlin High School Construction Fund to the Berlin High School moisture account in the capital non-reoccurring fund in the amount of $164,748 to fund initial efforts to temporarily replace floor tiles at the Berlin High School due to the slab on the grade moisture issue. Number two, to approve a non-budget appropriation.
I'm sorry.
You can't hear me? To approve a non-budget
Yeah,
appropriation of 1 million from the general fund unassigned fund balance to the HVAC upgrades to the Mary E. Griswold Elementary School 2023 fund account dated at Berlin, Connecticut, this 23rd day of June 2025.
All right, thanks, Kate. So now we're in the, you guys all good on that? Ray heard that part? So we're gonna have the public, we guys can come up now, right? The council can come up? Oh, doesn't the council?
We're doing the town meeting.
Oh, the town meeting's first, yeah, so let's do, so we have the town meeting open now, so whoever wants to,
Yeah, I don't know if you want the town manager to say anything, or if you.
yeah, if you want to just give a quick summary of what we're here for. I know the council's aware of it, the Board of Finance is aware of it, but our folks online or whoever else is here.
Sure. We have two topics for the special town meeting. The first is one that we've discussed quite a bit with the slab on grade moisture issue at Berlin High School that we've been working with the Public Building Commission on, as well as our facilities director. And the funding for this is $164,000 that is coming from the school reimbursement project that we received. This is the remaining funds. And so the thought was that given this $164,748 will allow us to get to work with replacing especially the visible tiles over the summer while school is out. I know that Wes Jenny, the contractor who has been assisting us with this, has been in the facility identifying and marking the tiles that need to be replaced this summer. So by approving this funding, we would be able to actually replace these tiles this summer. This is not a full replacement project. We still need to work on that, and that would be coming at a later date. But at least this would allow us to remove the visible tiles for when school starts in the fall. And just as a reminder, there is no hazardous, any jeopardy, danger, or any issues for students, teachers, custodians. It is nothing is airborne with this. It's just some mold that is contained within the tiles that needs to be removed. The second item tonight is to approve non-budget appropriation of $1 million, and this would be from the general fund unassigned fund balance, and this is for the HVAC grants or projects that we have for this one in particular is for Griswold Elementary School, because unfortunately when the bids came in on this project, the bids were much higher than what we were told to estimate the project or to expect the project be at. And so we're really up against the clock on funding with this because if you may recall, we did receive two grants, one for Hubbard and one for Griswold, with a 40% reimbursement of the estimated cost from the state. Now, in order for us to get that 40% reimbursement, both projects have to be substantially completed by December 31st, 2026. And so in order to hit those timelines, and because there are still supply chain issues with getting chillers and whatnot, the quicker that we can get moving on this project, the better. So this would be $1 million from fund balance that would allow us. There's also additional bonding that will be coming during the regular town council meeting as well. But this is one piece of that puzzle for funding.
Thank you. So now we have the public portion of it. So comments from the public, then we'll take council comments after. So anybody in the audience online who wants to speak about this, questions, anything? Now would be your time. Anything? Yes, yes, sir. You gotta come up to the podium. What's up? Yes, sir.
Old Fernandez, 71 Whispering Brook. What is the definition? How do you measure substantial completion by December 31st?
That is a good question. I would defer to our public works director on. Yeah, do you want to take a shot, Mike?
Oh, hang around. Come on, Raul. Where are you going?
I'm not a facilities guy, but I have seen a couple of projects finished. Usually it's when things are operational, you can actually move in, but there's punch list stuff still remaining, like, say that some painting needs to be done, some touch up, restoration, the grass isn't growing yet on the outside work, but it's basically functioning and it's operational. So if you're doing a kitchen, you could have a couple pieces of trim that aren't like, a kitchen project. The trim might not all be finished, but you can actually bake and cook and do stuff in the kitchen. So it's operational. Okay. There will be things, and usually it's pretty far along. It's more like commissioning has to be done, punch list items, close out, the financials and all that stuff. So that's my shot at it, but I'm public works and not facilities. So Doug could probably give a better, explanation.
Yeah, Doug's online. So,
Oh, sure.
yeah, if you have anything to add, Doug?
Good evening, Ryan, Mr. Mayor. And
Good
Raul.
evening.
Yes.
Hey, Doug.
Yeah, Mike kind of summarized it. It's just, punch list, everything's up and running substantially, but then the open punch list items, as Mike mentioned, it's typically what is referred to for punch list and open items that would get closed out within that 6-month window.
Thank you. Thanks, Doug.
Okay. So anyone else? Yeah, yes, sir. Come on up.
Gerald Paradis, 164 Vineyard Drive.
Hi, Gary.
I have a question first on the high school project, 164,000. Has that been through the Public Building Commission?
Yes, they both have
Okay,
gone through them.
they've looked at the underlying problem.
Yes,
Okay.
extensively. Yes.
Okay.
We have consultants that we've used. They'll be kind of monitoring the whole thing through completion.
Okay, and on the original cost estimate for the Griswold project, did we hire someone to come up with that number?
We did, and we'll never hire them again. I can tell you that. But so yeah, we had two different people. We had a different firm for Hubbard, which came in right on the money, and we had the Griswold firm, whose name escapes me, but that's probably a good thing. And they obviously were way off. Public Building was, not happy. It was kind of their baby, and that's what they do, and they usually do it well. And it's nothing on them, but it's a respected firm, and they came almost $2 million over what the $3 million original amount was.
Is there anyone to speak to the process that the Public Building Commission goes through when they're reviewing?
I mean, similar to us. I mean, they're they just
No, they've got to rely on
yeah.
the experts that they're hiring.
Yeah, and that's what happened when it came in. I mean, that's just what they said for various reasons. I mean, I don't think there's anybody here from Public Building. Do you know, Mike, anything about what ultimately that 2 million? I think we talked about it at our last council meeting, but I don't remember what that entailed, why it was so far off. The best you can. I thought a Public Building Commission person was going to be here tonight, but they're not. But that's all right.
Well, there were some scope changes.
Yes.
Because I think you recalled the noise ordinance came into effect after the project
Yes,
was estimated and even was toward getting to the bid package. So
Right.
the chiller enclosures went from like 7-foot high walls to 12-foot acoustical cinder block or CMU units in the back that had to be baffled because they had that decibel level to the, to the residential properties nearby. So that was one tangible scope increase, but it wasn't to the level of the discrepancy between the bid package, the
Right.
bids as submitted and then the cost estimate.
Right.
And there were some other things too, because there was probably an 80 or 90% design that was submitted to the cost estimating firm. Go to 100%, everything gets worked out, there's more cost, but the other firm got it right with the same level of design. So,
Yeah.
yeah, it was just two firms, one got it right, I think, and one didn't. So,
So here we are.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, yeah. All right. And there's nothing we could say. Public building is, and no one's happy with this, obviously, but not planned. And like I say, like he just said, he can't say better. One was right on the money. The other one was, I don't think I've ever seen one that far off, right, on the council. That's quite the discrepancy. I mean, I get a little bit of it had to do with the noise, but that wasn't a large piece of it. So that's where we're at. That's why we're here to throw some extra money at the project. Has to be done. Want to do it. Obviously, it's state mandated. We got to fix the HVAC and make sure our schools are safe for our students and staff. So, no question on what we're doing. It's just got to cough up a little bit more money, unfortunately. And some of it's grant money, thank goodness. We do have a grant, which is why the time frame is what it is now, to get it done and get some work going on it so we don't lose the grant. And we should be able to get an extension on the grant money for both schools. There's a piece of it for both schools. I think it's a total of about
3.2 billion.
3.2 million split between the two projects. So we certainly don't want to lose that piece of it. The rest, of course, comes out of the town funding, be it bonding or be it the fund balance. So we're still in the public hearing. Anything from the public?
So you want to go ahead with the motions?
Yeah, we can.
All right, so you ask for someone to present the first motion, please?
Yeah, the first. So Kate. It's on.
So the first one would be on the high school?
Yeah, that's the one we're doing first, right? So, is there a is there a motion and a second to read the title of the following proposed? No, not that one. That's later. Where's the?
We don't have it.
All right, go ahead. You got the motion though, right? Okay, I didn't see the motion here. I'm like, where'd it go?
Move to approve a fiscal year 2025 non-budget appropriation from the Berlin High School Construction Fund to the VHS moisture account and capital non-reoccurring fund in the amount of $154,748 to fund the initial efforts and temporarily replace floor tiles at Berlin High School due to slab-on-grade moisture.
Second on that? Thank you. Any other comments or questions from the council? Anybody from the council? If not,
No, no.
this is the council. It's just yes, I'm sorry. Yeah. Yeah. So all those in favor? Everybody? Online? They're all in favor? Nobody's upset at it? Okay. All right, so that motion passes. Second one?
Move to approve a non-budget appropriation of $1 million from the general fund unassigned fund balance to the HVAC upgrades to Mary E. Griswold Elementary School 123 fund account.
Second on that? Thank you. Comments or questions before we vote? Hearing none. All those in favor? Aye. Opposed? All right, so moved. Yep, so now we will close, we're gonna deal with this later on the agenda, obviously tonight, but we'll go ahead and close the public hearing now. We'll just take a couple minutes to settle in and then we'll start our council meeting. Sorry for the delay, folks.
That's not on computer, and that's how you work. It's like, when you come over.
No, absolutely. Yeah, and you have that, if it was like, before and between. No, I hear you, I hear you. All right, Charlie, when are you coming up here? He's gonna have to squeeze at this point.
So the highlight of it, so it's like, last minute. You said that? Yeah, so, all right.
There you go, sir.
Yeah,
Wish.
Oh, you know? Yeah.
A lot of recording, you know, in one.
All right.
Like,
Good thing you showed up. Really, I could get the meeting.
Oh, uh, How come you don't have agendas?
Thank you. We're good. Charlie, do you have next?
Do you guys have agendas?
Yeah.
Right
on top.
Yeah, yeah.
You wonder why I want to come into work.
I know, I'm like, stay home, Kate, you're fine.
Hey, you off?
I was off all right.
All right, so we will go ahead and open our council meeting. If we could please rise for the Pledge of Allegiance. Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, a nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Roll call, Kate?
Councilor Atkinson,
Here.
Councilor Capola,
Here.
Mayor Kaczynski,
Here.
Councilor Payanessa,
Here.
Councilor Prusen,
Here.
Councilor Rosso,
Here.
Councilor Veach. Mayor, you have a quorum.
Thank you. So now we have our audience of citizens here in the in our council meeting. So if anyone here wishes to speak on any topic, either on our agenda or not on our agenda, or anything that concerns them in town, whatever it may be, now would be the time. And anybody on line 2, of course. So don't all raise your hands at once. All right. So I don't see any hands. I see no hands online. Right, Kate? We're good? Okay, so we'll go ahead and close the public hearing and move on to my update. And my update is I hope everybody had a great 4th of July, and we've already been a little bit late tonight, so we'll defer anything till next time and move on to our meeting agenda. Start with our consent agenda. So we've all looked at the consent agenda, and there's 8 topics, mostly donations to different programs in town, police canine, police cadet program, Some additional compensation to firefighters to remedy a clerical error. Transfer of some money pending the Board of Finance approval and accept donations at Berlin Animal Control donation account. So we have the 8 items. You've all read them. If we're good, we can take a motion.
I move we accept the consent agenda as presented.
Thank you. Second on that? Thank you. Any other comments or questions? Hearing none. All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Right, so moved. All right, we're on to our public hearings now. So. So the first one is, where's that? Oh. So the first one, we're gonna do the noise ordinance, all right?
Yep.
I have that sheet, Charlie.
You have your
Yeah.
packet?
Yeah, I don't see that sheet either. I don't know what's going on. Maybe
It's
it's,
attached to the ordinance itself. Noise ordinance.
yeah, I'll just, so, I don't know what's up with my packet tonight. That's all right. The town council, town of Berlin will meet tonight. No, what am I?
So
Give me the, give me your thing. Where is? Oh, that one. Yeah, okay, okay. That one I saw somewhere, Kate. Yes, all right. I don't know where that is.
okay, please,
No, no, you are, Kate, you know you're needed. You know you're needed. So I'm going to call to order this meeting. The purpose of this first public hearing is the HVAC.
the
so-
first one is on the public noise ordinance.
Why does it have, this is the, all right, all right. It's that piece of it. So
That one that I have.
I have this one, right?
Nope, that's the second one. This one is, this one is the first public hearing.
Right,
Okay, and then its purpose of this public hearing is the
Right.
amendments to the noise ordinance.
right,
All right,
yeah,
and then public comment, and then council comment. And then this is different because it's all on the bonding. So
Right.
this is all going to be on the.
On that.
noise.
okay,
Yeah.
all right, gotcha.
That's where it's confusing. One is a regular public hearing.
Yes,
The bond.
yes, that is,
That's why it's.
it is confusing. What's the? All right, so we'll call this meeting to order. This is on our noise ordinance that we've spent a bunch of time on. We did a noise ordinance, I don't know when we passed it. Maybe what, last year, maybe the original ordinance, then we just added to it based upon some of the issues we had, quite frankly, with bright feeds and the different readings, sound readings are a little bit different than we has anticipated in the original bond ordinance. We just looked at decibel levels, and with the bright feeds situation, which we've now solved, thank goodness, thanks to the help of everyone involved, the state, the town, and the company themselves. There were some different readings on the Hertz scale, so we didn't cover that, and that noise from that particular building proved to be much more disturbing to our residents than the decibel levels, really, or they were both disturbing, but the Hertz was a little bit different. So we amended our ordinance to add that in, and also purchase some different equipment that we would use to measure that. And of course, that equipment would be used by typically we'll train, as we did with the first part of our noise ordinance on the decibel level. The police department has some of the equipment, train some officers on that, and on the Hertz level measurement, we'll train them as well. There's some different equipment we need. And, as far as our ordinance goes, it's not, I mean, it's a scientific instrument that they're using to measure it, but if they do find something that's over the ordinance limits, we would hire our sound engineer to come in and do some other, measurements in the neighborhood or wherever the noise is disturbing some of our residents in town. So that's kind of how that would work, but at least we have it covered, that if another, situation arises, hopefully it never does, because that was really, I think, the bright feed situation, unfortunately, for everybody, even the state, was kind of a new one for everybody. And but we all worked together and got through it, which was great, with the health department, public health, and the state level, and DEEP, obviously, and the town, and the company too. So a lot of time, a lot of money was spent to make that tolerable for our community. So we appreciate everybody working on it. So that's where we're at on this one, to just add that in. And it was drafted by our sound engineers is where we got the information. So now we're in the public comment section of it. So if anybody has any public comments on the noise ordinance and the addition to add the different measurement, sound measurement in there, now would be the time. Seeing none, I will close the that portion and we'll go to town council comments. What do you folks think? Anything? We good? We've kind of been through it
Yeah.
many times. All right, so we'll close that and we'll go ahead and close the public hearing on this one at this time. All right,
No, the next one will be on the bond order.
on that other sheet there, yeah. Yep. So the second one is what we obviously just discussed, was the public hearing for the amended and restated HVAC upgrades to Mary Griswold Elementary School project appropriation and bond ordinance. The ordinance, which is the subject of this public hearing, is available to the public and may be obtained at this meeting from the town clerk. Is there a motion and a second to read the title of the following proposed ordinance and to waive the reading of the remainder of the ordinance, incorporating its full text into the minutes of this meeting?
So moved.
Second? Thank you. Those in favor? Aye. Opposed? Thank you. Those opposed? Hearing none. All those in favor? Aye. The motion passes. So,
Read the order.
yes, yep. The ordinance amending an ordinance appropriating $33,200,000 for HVAC upgrades to Mary E. Griswold School, Griswold Elementary School 2023, and authorizing the issuance of $200,000 in bonds of the town to meet said appropriation, and pending the issuance thereof, the making of temporary borrowings for such purpose. So at this point, are there any public comments on this? Yeah, yes,
This was a kind of this is an amendment to an ordinance.
yes,
It was kind of a unique situation.
yes.
So after a discussion with the finance director,
Mhm.
We did add more information to what was published. So if I may just read the publication was exactly what your title was, Mayor.
Yep.
And then it continued that the amendment was
The rest of it there, yeah,
to
yeah.
an ordinance appropriating $6 million for HVAC upgrades to Mary E. Griswold Elementary School 2023, and authorizing the issuance of 5 million bonds of the town to meet said appropriation, and pending the issuance thereof, the making of the temporary borrowings for such purpose, and authorizing the use of town funds to fund the balance of the appropriation. Thank you.
Thanks. Any public comments at this time on this one? Seeing none, hearing none. So I call this public hearing on the amended and restated HVAC upgrades to Mary E. Griswold Elementary School project bond ordinance closed. So thank you. All right, so what's next here? On to new business. All right, so we got rid of all this stuff here, right? Jesus Christ. Peter, just stayed home tonight. I should have gone on vacation. Right?
I guess
Yes,
I'll take it from.
yes, that we can start with new business, topic number 1, yes.
Right. Okay. Good evening, everyone. The first topic under new business tonight is to approve a fiscal year 2025 non-budget appropriation from the Berlin High School Construction Fund. This is on the moisture, the slab that we just had the special town meeting about. And so this is for the council to approve what the town meeting was about as well.
Yes, thank you, Ryan. So, yeah, so we, obviously, we've been, through this, have gotten all the information from our consultant and from Public Building. They did one heck of a job on this, unfortunately disturbing issue that came to light over probably most of us have heard it before, but the glue, that was used, the particular glue was of a plant-based material, and unfortunately, with the moisture on from the slab of the high school, caused mold to grow in the glue and seep out into the floor, the subflooring, and to the tiles. So, you know, it was noticed at some point, probably, I don't know, maybe a year ago. I actually went and visited the high school with a member of the Board of Finance, and we saw it, you know, for ourselves, and you know, thank God the floor is sealed. So, you know, as we move through this process, Public Building did a great job. The consultants, phenomenal that we've used. And there's no, you know, danger, there's no mold spores, there's nothing in the air at the school, but it does need to be replaced. All the tile, certainly on the slab, which we would start with first. I don't believe there's any mold growing on the second floor, but we'll look at it all by the end of the project, certainly where it's noticeable and where is a problem when there's moisture. And of course, the second floor doesn't really have that problem, but we'll probably replace all the tiles at some point. So we're going to start working through that project. As was mentioned, we identified, you know, the ones that are showing the substance seeping up. Again, it's all sealed in the floor, which is why we don't have any problems with the air quality. And we'll rip those up this summer, replace them with probably temporary tiles, I believe is the plan. And then we'll go from there after that. But and then we'll start, you know, some of them are in classrooms, some are in the hallway, they're all through. So they're all going to have to be replaced. But so, you know, it is what it is. And unfortunately, you know, it's probably going to cost us about $1 million probably by the time the thing's done, possibly. Hopefully not more than that, maybe a little bit less, but we'll see how it goes. You know, we'll see what happens when we rip everything up and go from there, how we're going to retile. I don't know if we're going to retile or do some other flooring, but we certainly don't want it to happen again. So I'm pretty sure we'll be using different glue this time if we retile. The company that made the glue is out of business anyway, so that probably tells you something. Yeah. So anyway, that's where we're at. So we've all heard, you know, the report and read the report. It's about a 54-page report from our consultant that covered it very, very, very well, and they'll be monitoring the whole job as we work through it. So anything else, folks? Just wanted to put all that out there. All right, we're good. So we'll go ahead and take a motion.
Move to approve a fiscal year 2025 non-budgeted appropriation from the Berlin High School Construction Fund to the BHS Moisture Account and Capital Non-Recurring Fund in the amount of $164,748 to fund initial efforts to remediate a moisture issue at Berlin High School pending approval by the Board of Finance.
Thank you. Second. Thank you, Donna. Any other comments or questions from the council? Hearing none. All is in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? All right, so moved.
Great. Thank you all. The next item is the second part of the special town meeting that was held earlier this evening. And this is the first part of funding the additional funds that are needed for the HVAC project. This is in particular for the $1 million from the non-budget appropriation general use fund balance. So that is what this specific agenda item is for. And then the following agenda item will continue with the bonding portion of this project.
Okay, yeah, well, I mean, obviously, we just spoke about this, and Mike Ahern did a good explanation of how we got here and why we got here, unfortunately, but we're here and we're going to go forward with the project. So this is just for the extra money, obviously, coming out of our general fund. So any questions from you folks? No, we're good? Okay, we'll go ahead and take a motion.
Move to approve a $1 million fiscal year 2025 non-budgeted appropriation of general fund unassigned fund balance to Griswold HVAC account and the Capital Non-Reoccurring Fund, pending approval by the Board of Finance.
Thank you. Second. Thank you, Donna. Any other comments or questions from the council? Hearing none. All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Right, so moved.
Thank you. So this next item, this is in regards again with the HVAC upgrades at Griswold Elementary School. This is specifically regarding the entire appropriation with our bond ordinance Now, this agenda item, the verbiage was written by our bond counsel and reviewed by corporation counsel as well. But this is, again, increasing the total amount of our bond ordinance for this project up to $6 million. And this is because we did receive unfortunately, some, I guess, bad information on the cost estimates that we had planned on. And so in order to have this project, as we mentioned earlier, be funded and get underway to get to that substantial completion goal, this is what needs to happen in order to do that. So I know, I believe our finance director is still here. Yep, he's here if you have any specific questions on this as well.
Yes, I mean, I know we were kind of briefed on this the last meeting, I think, right? Or a couple meetings ago. So is there any questions council members have on this?
No.
We're good? Everybody's good? Okay, so we have that, but we have the two motions to read here.
I have a quick question. We're gonna appropriate $6 million. Does that put us beyond the trigger for the automatic referendum?
According to Corporation Counsel, the answer to that is no. And I know our finance director, Kevin, can speak more to that if you'd like, but we had that same exact question. You'll see in the wording that the bonding is specifically at $5 million, and that's where that $1 million from fund balance came from. So the difference, in order to not trigger that automatic referendum, how we understand the charter is that the fund balance, we're keeping the bonding at 5 million and making up that difference with the unassigned fund balance, and that would not trigger an automatic referendum based on what Corporation Counsel has advised us.
If it's been consulted, I'm fine with that. This is a tremendous amount of money, and unfortunately it has to be done. There's federal and state mandates for air quality. We can no longer build schools that have windows that open. I don't know why, but to meet the requirements, we have to do this.
Who's that noise? You hear it too? I'm not the only one hearing it? Good, I thought I was going crazy, but that's okay.
That's besides the point.
Sorry, Charlie. Sorry, Charlie. No, go ahead. No.
I'm fine, thank you.
Yeah, we did, our corporation counsel, unfortunately, we have a member of his firm here, but Jeff had another meeting. He had already committed to, and then our bond counsel also reviewed that issue as well, and they both were in agreement with that, so.
As long as we're going by the charter, I'm fine.
Yes, we believe that is the interpretation we should be taking from our legal counsel, so. Anyone else? Other comments? We're good? Okay, so first, we're going to, we have to consider, right, waiving Rule 7 so we could vote tonight. So the town council will now consider and take action with respect to the amended restated HVAC upgrades to Mary E. Griswold Elementary School project appropriation and bond ordinance. Yeah.
I can,
think, does he need to come up to the microphone?
Yeah, you should, Sal. I'm sorry, just to get you on the record. Yeah. Huh? Yeah, you had to, right? But yeah, I mean, Sal's got to come up too.
Walter Bordnero, 81 Gianna Line. I guess the question is, we have concern that you're going over the $5 million for referendum purposes because the project is $5.5 million. So we'd like to understand, is there a written response from the attorneys stating, your case with respect to they're okay with respect to not going to referendum?
Absolutely, and I can certainly understand. We had the same question, which is why Kevin, our finance director, reached out to Corporation Counsel. He has that email. I asked him to have, copies for you in your finance meeting, so you should have that.
Thanks, Sal. Any other questions? Anything else? Over here. Okay, so this is for our actual motion to waive Rule 7, so we can vote tonight.
I move that we waive Rule 7 so we can vote on this.
Thank you, second. Thank you. All those in favor? Aye. Opposed? So moved. And then we have the second motion on our ordinance here.
Okay. Move for an ordinance amending an ordinance appropriating $3,200,000 for HVAC upgrades to Mary E. Griswold School Elementary School 2023 and authorizing the issuance of $3,200,000 in bonds on the town to meet said appropriation and pending the issuance thereof, making of temporary borrowings for such purpose.
Thank you. Second? Thanks. Any other? Oh, sorry, so- oh, the full motion again. Read the,
Where's the rest of it? I'm sorry.
that was in the, that one there, yeah. I don't know what that is.
I'm sure I have it. I just can't find it.
Right here, Charlie.
I'm sorry, I have
Got
it.
that,
I have it,
we
yeah.
got that part there, yeah. We're good.
Okay. So should I start over? I'm sorry.
Yeah, start over.
Okay. For such, the original resolution, which is ratified, confirmed, and adopted, is amended by increasing the appropriation by $2,800,000 to a total of $6 million, increasing the bond authorization by $1.8 million to a total of $5 million, and authorizing the town to fund the balance of appropriation amount of $1 million with town funds on hand, and that the ordinance title shall now be an ordinance appropriating $6 million for the HVAC upgrades to Mary E. Griswold Elementary School 2023, and authorizing the issuance of $5 million in bonds of the town to meet said appropriations, and pending the issuance thereof, the making of temporary borrowings for such purpose, and authorizing the use of town funds to fund the balance of the appropriation.
All right, thank you. Second on that? Yeah, thank you. Any other council discussion? All right, hearing none. All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? All right, I declare the ordinance adopted. Thank you. Okay,
Thank you all.
thank you. Thank you, guys.
Yeah.
Thanks.
You don't care about the noise? Now you're gonna leave?
Nobody cares about the noise.
They have their own meeting now.
They got to get to their
Yeah.
meeting. Yeah, they do have to get to their meeting.
All right. And then next item tonight, this is again with the noise ordinance. Now we held, as you may recall, we just held a public hearing on that just a brief time ago. And so this ordinance was initially vetted through the Ordinance Review Committee with assistance from Corporation Counsel as well as SH Acoustics, our acoustical engineers. And this is to address any tonal issues that may arise going forward, so that should a situation which occurred at Brightfeeds happen again, our police department would have the ability and tools to detect that tonal issue and find that in violation.
Okay. Yeah, we already obviously talked about this in our ordinance committee and as well as our council meeting. So any further questions? Any statements about the noise ordinance from council members? Okay, then we'll go ahead and take a motion.
Move to accept the proposed amendments to the noise ordinance.
Thank you. Second on that? Thank you. Hearing no other comments, vote on the motion. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? All right, so moved.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you.
All right, next up, agenda item number 5. This is with our water and sewer department. This is on a request for a bid waiver. We've been using DPC LLC to study a number of our water systems and sewer systems, and this is in regards to 2 pump stations. Our water control manager, right? is here this evening to discuss this study.
Good evening. Basically, DPC Engineering has been doing quite a few projects for us. They did a project started last year, which went out to bid, and they were the only bidders. They did the water analysis, and then they're finishing up the wastewater analysis this year because we split it over 2 fiscal years. They also did the design and the oversight of the Deming Road Station, which is now completed and on task and basically on budget. So it worked out pretty well. What we're asking them to do is come up with some options. And if you know where the station is, the Daddios project over on the 404 Berlin Turnpike with the buildings, and our pumping station is nestled in there. It's a problematic one because we're limited to space. Also, it's got other problems associated with it. And Dave Prickett there basically calls it a can. And I'm afraid of the can collapsing, which is one of his thoughts too. The station is at 55 years or plus now in terms of its use. It represents 3 pumping stations, 3 pumps there that pump at 13 million gallons. I don't know where all that water comes from, but basically it gets discharged into the Mattabasset. The Mattabasset's concerned because the flow going in disrupts their 66-inch line. So that's problematic. So we need some design ideas to see what we can do with this particular facility. The other issue is that we've been spending money on grinders. When Art Simonian was here, we purchased those grinders that were $35,000. 4 or 5 years afterwards, we had to buy them again, $37,000. Now they're up to $49,000 with the tariff because they come from Ontario, Canada.
Yeah.
So this is the other problem area. So we're trying to actually fix them and see if we can get parts. And the parts, of course, are coming from Canada, but we're thinking we might be able to sneak by with 16 or 17,000 instead of the 49,000. So we're working with that, but nonetheless, it's creating problems for us, and it does need to have some kind of a design consideration. Now, Middletown Road is on Middletown Pump Station. It's the one that basically portion is utilized by Worthington Fire District, which we believe owes us a lot of money for that use. It was never paid for since 1973. And the idea here is that there's still expansion in this particular area. So this particular pump station would require some additional expansion from the 2 pumps we have. And if you've ever drive by it, it's only a small building. So that whole thing has to be redone completely. I'll take any questions you might have.
So the owed money since 1973, I'm sorry, I just had to ask that, but
It's a problem that gnaws at me because I'm a Worthington Fire District customer, and I could not find, and nor could they find, any paperwork that pays any portion to us at all. And I held MDC accountable for the Deming Road pump station, as you know. So
yeah, right, remember that.
was paid for by MDC.
Yeah.
Which again was not paid, had not been paid since 1986. So this one goes back to 73, and because Jack Ross was a Worthington Fire District Commissioner and Chair, and also worked here, I can't find any transition in funds at all. And before Tom Nizowicki, the treasurer, passed away, it indicated that he had invoices, never produced them. So as a result of that, so they're getting almost 50, 60 years of free pumping from our pumping station. And we've had to modify the pump stations because the pump station capacity, we have to increase from 15, not that it means a lot to you, but from 15 to 20 horsepower, which is a bigger operation.
So what's being done to fix this problem?
Well, the fix, in what way? First of all,
I mean, to get the funds that's owed to us. I mean, we just gonna keep putting it on the back burner and, keep pumping water all the time, or are we gonna hold people accountable?
I'd like to hold somebody accountable. One of the reasons we haven't taken any corrective action at this point in time is because of the townwide study. We're kind of waiting for that to come in and look at that.
And when's that due?
Well, it's overdue, to be very frank with you. I was hoping that it would be this year, this month. From my perspective, it doesn't look like it's going to happen this month. So
And we gotta hold somebody accountable to the fire, because I mean,
I
this is, I mean,
well agree with
I'm not putting, don't get me wrong, I'm not putting the blame on you. It just seems like, we've had this problem, we're owed this money, and,
board members for the board also feel the same way. They're kind of tired at this point in time. Another point I want to raise here is this. The Berlin Pump Station is operated and used by all three districts for the water control, which I figure is basically, we don't even use the full amount here. We use about 50% of that. Kensington uses 90% of their flow goes into that system. 90% of Worthington's goes into that system. So with the help of Attorney D'Onofrio, last year drafted up an MOU because I need that
Right.
in order to go forward, because I'm looking for a deep loan here. And basically, you've already got a bookmarker into deep and they've accepted it. And so basically, here's the problem. How do I divvy up the funds? Because the thing is, they obviously have a contribution, we have a contribution, but they haven't responded in a year and a half to that MOU. And I've asked them to comment. If you don't like the percentage I'm giving you, then tell me what you do like and tell me how you want to structure it. Not a word. And when we sent another follow-up in March, still not a word, so.
So at this point, do you just get to do what you want to do and what you think? is great?
I think I have to at least move forward.
I agree with you.
I mean, for a design, I think I can do that. The only problem I have is when there's a commitment, a financial commitment, then I'm not sure what to do, to tell you. I'd have to go back to Attorney D'Onofrio and ask him, I said, what kind of pressure can I put on him?
Absolutely.
I have to do something.
I agree, and I think we're all on the same page on this whole thing, but when you get to people who don't want to respond to you at all,
And it's time to replace those people, bottom line.
originally I sent the letters out. Now
Not up to us, though. That's a
I know
problem.
it's not up to us, but I mean, it's time people like that need to be replaced.
And then now I'm having the chair send out the letters, and now I'm gonna have the vice chair send out the letters, so I'm kind of at a loss of what to do at this point in time.
Just give the council idea of what would happen if that pump failed.
The Berlin pump station? Yeah, well, as you know, at maximum capacity, when we have a heavy rain, 13 million gallons comes out of there, and I dare say we actually use that much. We use about 1.2 million between us and Worthington.
But what would it do to the town if that facility
It
failed?
would flood out that whole section. And it's one of those stations where it's 40 feet deep. It's problematic because, as I said, if it collapses, that's another issue. And unbeknownst to me, this past year, Mattabassett was concerned because of our discharge. And again, I believe it's because of the volume. It's actually creating a back surge to them on their main trunk line, which is 66 inches. It's a huge trunk line for us to create a problem. So we're being looked at as the problem child in this whole process, and this is a problem. And, Donna Beach knows for sure.
Well, my point is if that facility failed, the other departments won't work
They
with
don't have
you.
any options other than.
But there's no option for them, but if it failed, it would shut down the town. And it would take months to fix. Not 40 feet deep wouldn't be a 2-day fix. It'd be months.
And Donna was on the phone with the DEEP and EPA with us at the one time we had an opportunity. And DEEP basically said the same thing. It says, you know what, if you want to expand Mattabassett district, that's fine in that same footprint or whatever. However, if they can't and they won't, basically the other option is to put a moratorium on the town. So no building. So who does that impact mostly? It impacts Berlin Water Control and Berlin, the town. And then neither the two districts are really going to be expanding.
Well, the solution, of course, is the legislature can eliminate both those districts
that's
and
the only
add it to
solution,
Berlin.
frankly.
I believe that's the only solution too.
Maybe doing just that.
Really?
This
That's
goes
great.
way back.
Yeah.
Way
Oh, yeah.
back.
Goes back.
5 of us, Deep was on the line, EPA people I mean, we can't continue in this vein. This is ridiculous. And you're right. If people don't respond, get back to him, it's just not okay how they treat us. This is ridiculous. So I think that we are talking about possible legislation
Good.
that can be done.
Yeah.
So can we write one of our letters as a council? We do that from time to time.
Oh, yeah, we'll have to definitely support. We have another meeting that's hopefully scheduled in August. So we are on this. We have to do something. So we've met once last month, I think, and
We've gotten,
bring them in.
with Donna Beach's help, we kind of got the two agencies fired up a little. They were really basically sitting back and saying, it's our problem.
Right.
You know,
Right.
Obviously.
That's been the
I
history.
don't Control Kensington and Worthington at all. There's nothing I can pressure them.
No.
The
People
question,
respond.
Yes.
question is too, that I have is, people are paying their money into these
Yes.
fire districts, water districts, where if it's not going to pay for repair and maintenance, then where's the money going?
To their pensions? Sorry, I had to throw that out there.
You know, to Charlie's
It's
point,
not cheap either, by the way.
No.
It's expensive.
I just paid mine.
$575.
I mean, I wonder how many taxpayers know that that's not happening.
but you know, the
Well,
thing is.
They need
thing
to
is,
know
Char-
that their
to
money is
Charlie's
going to be
point,
paid,
This fails, we're up,
and that's what needs to.
we're SOL, basically.
No.
We're in deep stuff.
You were saying, Mark, you know,
Deep
you were
stuff.
saying,
Yes.
then we need to change the leadership. Well, the only way the leadership is going to change is if the people really know what is going on
Exactly.
with those funds.
Maybe we should come out with
Well,
a communication, let the people know exactly.
we have
what's going on.
tried, I have tried, the council has tried, the town has tried. We have tried to tell
We
the
should
folks
try
in
again.
both districts, well, we've been trying for the 10 years I've been here, but we've been trying, I think the town's been trying for probably 30, 40 years. Remember, this goes back to 1922, but, so, we've tried and tried and tried. I've tried to tell the folks in Kensington and Worthington, you can vote yourselves out of existence, right? If they go to the meetings, they can vote themselves out of existence, and the fire tax would go away, right? The 1.5, what is it, 1.5% fire tax?
1.9.
1.9 now, it used to be 1.5 when my parents were paying it, but in that district, and you just pay for your water bill like the rest of us do in the Berlin district, but
For what you use. And
yeah, for what you use, of course, but you know, you know, to your point, Sandy, try to get, I know it's been in the paper, we put articles out there, we put it everywhere we can, the town.
Just
You've
recently,
tried.
they tried to end run me by
Oh.
basically going to the state DEP as well as the health department to increase the diversion permit from New Britain to Kensington, so Kensington can sell water back to Worthington and
What?
bypasses.
Really?
Shut out and shut the 7 meters down and then experiment, turn it on here and there when they want to. And I'm thinking to myself, read all the old reports, basically it's ridiculous to go back to 60 years of operation
Yeah.
and not look at anything the town's done since there to improve the process. And basically that's what they're doing is negating all the positive work that the town did in townwide study.
Mm. So we are waiting on this one study, Mark. That was how we decided to go forward. And when that comes out, we'll see what action we could take. But you know, our hands are good. That's good. That's excellent.
You got the whole delegation on it, Donna? Yeah, okay. Because
Jack Spencer.
that'll bring things to people's attention. Once a bill is filed next session, I am assuming. And then we can explain to the people, here's what you're paying, here's what you're getting.
Yeah. Here's your not getting.
Nothing, right.
Exactly, Kate.
But it's not all positive for the town. If we take over these other operations, their deferred maintenance from the last 50 years will fall on the town to catch up and repair.
That's the downside.
That's the downside. It's gonna.
Yeah, and ultimately it'll fail.
You're right, you're right.
It'll fail no matter what.
Or whatever, and they pay it to the town instead of those individual districts.
At least we'll have some
So,
extra.
yeah, but at
Yeah.
least
At least it'll get done.
the money's gone.
Exactly, Sandy, you're right.
Besides,
This-
if there's a,
It's gonna come back to the town council as operation, because basically anything that water control comes back to, we always, as a courtesy, go to the town council and then, of course, the Board of Finance. So, I mean, you have a lot of input and a lot of exercise in terms of control. The other way is, there's no control, there's no transparency whatsoever. If you Googled or you looked for Kensington Fire District, you're gonna get Kensington Fire Department.
Yeah.
The next person you're gonna get is me, because every time there's a break in line, I get a lot of calls from
Yeah.
people who want to know what's going on.
Right. I just don't, I don't know. It's very hard to get the members of each district to understand it, or I've talked to so many people over the years. Say, go to the meetings at least and listen to see what they're doing at their board meetings, right? That just nobody goes. Nobody goes. That's just the way it's been, but unfortunately.
there's enough people working for the district
Yeah.
that keeps the vote, that's where the vote comes from.
Yes. Yeah.
Having 3 districts is
you
ridiculous
can-
anyway.
You can be sure if there was a catastrophic failure by Kensington, they'd vote themselves out in about 20 minutes.
Probably so.
Because then they wouldn't be responsible for it.
Exactly.
And we'll be
Right, Pete.
responsible anyway. So I think
Yep.
the best thing to do was Donna and the delegation to get that off the books.
Which,
Since deep and EPA is putting their feet to the fire, I hope.
good.
You know,
Yeah, they should.
Hopefully we'll get some.
Want to leave with something positive anyway. We have an agreement. Meriden finally signed off an agreement, so we're going to be going forward with that, and it's going to be a DPH loan. And we also got another 5-year agreement with Cromwell. So I love dealing with
Oh,
those
nice.
people. They're-
Yeah,
they're
that's
really
great.
Great.
Yeah, that's
They
great.
call you back.
Yeah, they
Yeah.
work with me.
I mean, and don't forget, it happened before, right? East Berlin went under, right? There was an East Berlin water district, and
Part of our problem.
we ended up paying to fix all those,
Then
I got
all
along.
that infrastructure too, right?
No problem.
Yeah, we appreciate it, Ray.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
No.
About treacherous technology, by the way.
Oh, really?
Do you remember when you brought in the pipe and you were like,
Oh,
liner goes in the
yeah.
pipe and this is how it.
Want it back?
So I don't, but I ended up having to do that at my building in Middletown.
Oh,
And
Oh,
we were
nice.
able to use trenchless technology, so I didn't have to open up Washington Street.
oh. you know what?
Helps. That visual perspective also helps.
And we were talking about.
Glad you used it. Thank you.
That's great. That's great. Thanks, Ray. You're not going anywhere, right? You can't leave or anything. Yeah, no. I don't mean here. I mean your job.
We
You
got,
can leave here.
Life is just the way it is.
Good.
we have to vote on his motion.
Yes, we do. Yeah, I think we have a motion for Ray. We do. Let's go ahead.
Move to authorize the town manager to waive the bidding process for DPC LLC Engineering to prepare engineering reports for the Berlin Turnpike and Middletown sewer pump stations, in the amount of $31,000, as this is in the best interest of the town.
Thank you. Second. Thank you. Any other comments or questions? Hearing none. Vote on the motion. All those in favor?
I,
Opposed? All right, so moved.
Thank you very much and good
Thanks,
night.
Ray.
Thanks, Ray.
see you, Ray.
Thank you, Ray. All right, guys, moving on to agenda item number 6. This is another request for bid waiver. This is with our police department and NextGen. I believe NextGen is something that we've been using for quite some time, but Deputy Chief Gallup is here online with us, who can explain exactly what this is for.
Yes, Chief. Hey, Chief, how are you?
There we go.
Oh,
Good
there you
evening.
go.
How are you? NextGen is our CAD RMS vendor. The majority of the police departments in the state use NextGen. It allows us to have interoperability between agencies. And this is simply the maintenance fees we pay every year. And we are just requesting a bid waiver. They provide the service for that. So we really need to stick with them at this point.
Thanks, Drew.
You're welcome.
Any questions on this?
Yeah, is this the same price it was last year, Drew, or does it go up?
It's very similar. Usually year by year, it goes up a small amount, but it's not significant.
Okay, thank you.
All right. Another question. Go ahead and take a motion.
Move to approve waiving the town's bidding requirements for NextGen and CAD RMS systems and equipment using funds available in the computer support account up to $30,000, as this is in the best interest of the town.
Thank you. Second. Thank you. Any other comments or questions? Hearing none. Vote on the motion. All those in favor?
I,
Opposed? All right, so moved.
Thank you all. Our next item again is, this is with the Board of Education, and this is a request for bid waiver for state mandated reading materials. And this is from a sole source provider. So I know, I believe we have our Director of Finance as well as our Director of Curriculum.
Yes. Hello, ladies. Welcome.
That was a very enlightening conversation about the water.
About water. Yeah, there you go.
Interesting.
Well, spread the word out there. Spread the word. Spread it out there. Yes, to your neighbors and friends. who are
Ray's
clever.
available to
Yeah.
the classroom.
Yeah.
Educate our public, please.
Yeah. Yes. Exactly. Exactly.
I know.
He's unbelievable. Yeah, he is.
So we're here today. You appropriated a $215,000 for some state reading program that we have to implement at the beginning of this school year. The state is mandating through the Right to Read Act, a evidence-based reading program. They had a certain number of programs that we could choose from. The curriculum department can speak to why we chose these particular programs, but they vetted several different ones. So we're just here asking for a bid waiver because some of the textbooks are the sole source, and so is the evidence-based tracking that we have to put into place to make sure that we are, or the state can monitor that we are doing what said we're going to do.
You know, I'm just curious about evidence-based reading results. What exactly does that mean?
Ray Jerpin can speak to that.
Okay, I kind of figured that.
Favorite topic.
Yeah, I bet it is. Hi, Lori. How you doing?
All right. So evidence-based is really only based on what any one group says is evidence-based.
Well, that's what I kind of figured, but yeah, I just was wondering.
So there are great things to do with it, and we were already doing some of the pieces related to phonics and all of that kind of pieces, so that we chose Wit and Wisdom as our program because we were allowed to continue doing some of the work that we were already doing.
Oh, that's good.
And this supplements the other side of it, so.
Oh, okay. Because I understand from the school districts all over the state, folks are not happy with this, being forced by the state to do this.
I think it's difficult anytime that you're given a choice of materials that aren't necessarily considered the most robust.
Oh, yeah, okay,
according
yeah.
to
What you,
the field.
yeah.
We did the best we could. We really did a nice job.
Sure, good, that's
Really
great.
looking at all of the materials and choosing the one that we thought would best meet Berlin's needs.
Yeah, it's good.
Is there evidence that this program will actually improve the reading skills better than the system you were using before?
According to the State Department of Education, they say that there is. I will tell you that I have talked to some districts that have already been implementing for several years, and they have seen some growth using this program. So
That's good.
we're hopeful that we can see the same type of.
Good.
Staying within that 215,000.
Yep, so this doesn't include, we're still working with the company on professional learning. So we'll have another opportunity to hopefully visit you again to talk about the professional learning piece, but
And the grades that we're covering here are
K through 3.
K through 3.
And we were able to purchase, so last year we had money in our budget for decodable text, which is something that we would use to support the reading. And we chose not to purchase that so that we could purchase teacher materials for them out of that budget. So we kind of made that change so that we just tried to lessen the additional burden on the town.
Well, we appreciate that.
We all do what we can do.
Yeah, I know, I hear you. Yeah, we appreciate it. Not an easy job. Anything else, folks?
No.
We good?
Yeah.
Okay, we'll go ahead and take a motion.
Move to waive the town's bidding procedures and authorize the purchase of textbooks and software subscriptions in preparation for the state mandated reading program, as the materials are from a sole source publisher, Great Minds, and Amplify Educational Software.
Thank you. Second? Thank you. If there's no other comments or questions, all those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Right, so moved.
Thank you.
Thank you.
All right, our next item is again with the Board of Education. This is a bid waiver. You may recall back in April, the council approved funding for expanding emergency communication upgrades at the schools. And so this is a request for a bid waiver to approve the Raptor badge alert system. And Ashley's here to explain this in more detail. Thank you.
Hi, Ashley. How we doing?
So Ryan summed up, we have $130,000 was appropriated for emergency communication upgrades within the school system. So when we originally came to you in the Board of Finance last year, the issue we have is we don't have a standard emergency communication. So through K through 12. So every time a kid or a student goes from one school to another, emergency communication system is different. And unfortunately, or God forbid anything were to actually happen here, we want that reaction to be instinctual. So, and we start that in grade K, and we maintain that same type of communication all the way through grade 12. So we've looked at several different types of communication systems. We worked originally with Alertus, we worked with Synergex, and then we started working with Raptor. We chose Raptor. One of the reasons why we selected Raptor is it's already in compliance with a lot of our data restrictions that we have. So it already integrates with our PSIS system. So we won't have to do any additional data protections. We did have a data breach with the PowerSchool breach earlier this school year. It was a nightmare to address and have to go back. So we are very hesitant to sending out our student data and our staff data out to another third party. So this was a big factor into why we chose the Raptor. So what it is a Raptor wearable. So it's basically
I was gonna say, okay, that's what I
button.
figured,
So on here is a button. Press it 7 times, it activates the emergency alert system. The emergency alert system, it sends out push notifications.
Well, there's 7 of us. We each press it once and we got the 7. It's easy.
So Mark has to go last. So it will activate push notifications to school issued devices, school issued projector screens,
Oh, okay.
intercom systems,
Nice.
and cell phones. For anticipating teachers will activate, download the app to their own personal device. So if there is an incident
Yeah, it is a little heavy.
building, the emergency communication system goes into play. Kids see that message on the screen. They know how to go into lockdown. And this is going to be the same message K-12.
I'm sorry, can I ask you one quick question? So this will go to like student issued Chromebooks if it needs to?
So it will be on staff devices
Devices, thank
that are going to be, so some of the systems do allow you to push it to student devices. However, that might initiate initial panic and we just want to control the chaos in any of these situations. And we do that by listen to the adult in the room. They're the ones trained to get you through this, and this is how we approach it.
Thank you.
Another piece of the Raptor system is the reunification system that this is going to imply, or that this includes. So with in the event of an emergency, there's the second half that a lot of people aren't prepared for, and that's the reunification and making sure the custody of the student gets back to the proper adult after a time of chaos. So that's a big part of that will be integrated with this. It allows for real-time text messaging. It contacts the police department. It integrates with our existing communication systems, so everybody is on the same page. So that's why we chose the Raptor, and we're requesting the bid waiver. With working with our rep, we were able to negotiate some specialized terms. So we were able to save about $27,000 if we were to initiate a 3-year paid up in full contract. So that's why I'm here today.
Nice. Yeah, that seems great. What's sad is we have to.
Need it.
We need to do this, and of course we need to do it. We need to do everything we've done in our school system for security, but what's our world turned into, but that's a whole nother discussion.
All the staff will have the badges. It will
I
integrate
think in the 50s when I went to school.
locations. It will work in every single one of theirs.
Yeah, that's good. So good.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's great.
Actually, I didn't look at this in detail, but that includes all your maintenance and everything else within this contract, correct?
Yeah.
And if one would say, for example, one badge fails, they'll be able to replace it right away.
It's amazing.
Okay, thank you.
Amazing. Okay, any other questions, folks? All right. We'll take a motion on this.
Move to waive the town's bidding procedures and authorize the purchase of the Raptor Badge Alert System, a prepaid 36-month contract value of $128,500 to maintain continuity within the Board of Education's existing security software and take advantage of a $27,750 cost savings, as this is in the best interest of the town.
All right, thank you. Second. Thank you. Hearing no other comments or questions, all those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? All right, so moved.
Thank
Thanks, Ashley. Thanks. All right, see you
Scott.
guys. Thank you.
All right, guys, we'll move on. Yes. And item number 9, this is in regards to a bid waiver for Jim Mahoney, who is a former town employee, now a consultant for the town. And Jim has been working, continuing to work for us. His contract has expired as of June 30th. So I think it's in the best interest of the town to continue working with Mr. Mahoney. And I do want to point out that Jim has scaled back his hours now, and so he will be working 8 hours a week for this fiscal year. So he's only working on Thursdays, but honestly, I'll take any day I can get him. So so he's been so helpful on so many grants and projects, and so. It's a divide and conquer mentality right now. We've been having team meetings where I have I think it's a 8-page list of projects that we are. But honestly, I'm glad you asked that, because that is something that I'm working on, and I most likely will be coming before the council with some proposal because.
You don't have the tallest one in my.
What's, I don't want to know what that was.
No.
So I mean, there's 2 big components of what Jim does. The way I see it is, yes, it's the grant writing and finding the grants and knowing, Jim knows the ins and outs. And so one of the things that I think we're fortunate in having Jim for, the 8 hours a week is that he can train additional staff for this, to do this. So that's why you may recall we had our assistant planner present the connectivity grant recently, and so Jim was working with Alexa on that. And but we do have some funding in that account because of Jim's scale back hours. I've spoken with our finance director about potentially looking at a position mid-year to fill this gap, because I am concerned. I don't want to miss grant opportunities. What we pay, what we paid Jim pays for itself in these grant opportunities. And so the other thing that Jim has done quite extensively is project management, particularly with Steel Boulevard. And so that's another aspect that we are evaluating as well. I'm kind of taking the lead on along with our public works director, reluctant warriors back here. But
Mike, you need more to do. I mean, really.
Yeah.
You don't.
Retirement at some point in time, but this is a huge loss.
I think you hit the nail. I was joking with some people. I said, of all the things that would keep me up at night, this would be the one. And just so you know, I mean, Jim is so good. When I started here back in January, I remember telling some colleagues in Portland, and so I said, "Yo, man, I got somebody really good here," and then Jim comes to me and says, "I want to scale back my hours." I'm like, "That's my luck."
His hour, what have his hours been?
His hours have been 20, but I mean, honestly, that's what the billable hours have been. But yeah, no, he does a really great job, even from Maine, and he's able to coordinate these projects, and so. Yeah, he did ask not to be. Today is his birthday, so I told him he's off the hook tonight.
He could have visited us on his birthday. Yeah.
He's smarter than that.
Yeah. What are you trying to say?
So Ryan, you are going to be trying to get somebody to fill this position then?
Yeah, right now we're all the staff is kind of each picking up the workload, but I'm going to be honest, I'm continually evaluating this. And that's why when I do have a proposal for the council, I want to make sure that, I think this is a good trial period, because we still have Jim on those 1 day a week. We're still able to continue the projects that we're working on, but I'm sure that we're going to see pretty quickly where the needs are. And so when I do, yeah, exactly.
Because I mean, he has been instrumental in getting the grants, finding the grants and doing the work and getting them submitted on time. He's been doing a great job with that.
Yeah, and I'll relay the message to him. I know he's definitely valued here by all.
Yeah,
of us.
but the other thing with him, I mean, the grants he's an expert on, but I think he's been around a very long time, and the history of, you know, things with the town hall, that of things that you
knows
know
the
would be useful
No,
for us
knows
to
it.
know, that a lot of folks have known or and they've retired or have never known because they're younger. You know, they haven't been here that long. So yeah, that's another loss, but that's why it's still good he's, you know, around.
We'll
and-
take him as long as.
Yes, no, I know. Well, we all feel the same way. It's the way it is.
See if you'll take 10 hours a week.
I don't think his wife will let him.
Yeah, that's I think that's probably what's happening. Yeah, because I did visit him once we were up in Maine and Bar Harbor there and visited him, and you know, he's got a nice home there, right in downtown Bar Harbor, and I don't, you know, he's not. She's not letting him go anywhere else, like not coming back to Berlin or anything, which I get. It's a wonderful town, but Bar Harbor, it's pretty nice up there. But yeah, so that's good. He's still around. We could keep picking his brain. So that's excellent. So where are we at here? Where are we at?
Make a motion.
Make a motion. Let's make a motion, Charlie.
Move to waive the bidding process and authorize the town manager to enter a not to exceed contract amendment with James Mahoney of $31,200 for economic development professional services to be paid from economic development professional services account. This is in the best interest of the town.
Thank you. Second? Thank you. Any other comments or questions? Hearing none. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? All right, so moved.
Thank you all. All right, the next is in regards to a public works project. This is on a road reconstruction project for Episcopal Road and Rowley Street. And this is a commitment to fund. Our Public Works Director is here this evening, Micah Hearn, to explain in more detail for you all.
And this is a feel-good item, okay?
Oh,
Yeah.
I think we might need some of that tonight, maybe. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, right.
After a long and winding road with DOT, some cost increases, the DOT actually sent us a letter of commitment to fund totaling about $5.5 million to
Nice.
Episcopal Road and Rowley Street.
Oh, great.
So all we're asking for is for Ryan to be able to sign it, send it back to DOT.
Wow, that sounds too easy with the state.
Yeah.
All right.
Well, it is.
Yeah,
It's
sign it
coming,
quickly.
But at least we'll get past this step.
Better hurry up and take a motion on this one.
Yes, I know. Oh, you're a minute too late. Sorry, you can't get the funds. Yes, any questions?
No.
No. Okay, let's take a
Not at all.
vote. Let's do
Move
that.
to authorize the town manager to sign and return the commitment to fund totaling $5,498,965.42 for the LoSup project to reconstruct Episcopal Road and Raleigh Street to the Connecticut Department of Transportation.
Thank you. Second. Thank you. Hearing no other comments. All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? All right, so moved.
All right, you want to?
Sure. Next one.
I think you're here for a while, looks like. Yeah, you're here for a while. Yeah.
Okay, number 11 is regarding the Kensington Road Bridge replacement, which is the bridge down by the post office here. And it's a sneaky bridge because it doesn't look like anything, but it's 65 feet long. You look under it, there's a bunch of culverts.
Really, huh?
It needs to be replaced. The engineer's estimate probably 2 years ago was like 2 million. They went through the approval process, which sometimes is more of like increase the cost process with the agencies. They want, the fisheries wanted us to deepen the culverts so
Yeah.
the fish can get through, and you got to put stream bed material. So with the time
Secure the
lapse
fish.
and the design revisions, the cost estimate has increased to 3.3 million.
Oh, sure.
Talking to Satoria at the CROG, we can request a cost increase, which we've done before, and all of these lots of projects end up going up, not down. So we're requesting permission to go back with the CROG staff to request at least $1.3 million of an increase in this project. And also that when the commitment to fund letter, which I expect to be issued, comes in, to have Ryan to be able to sign it and pop it right back. So we can just keep this thing rolling.
Mike, where's this bridge?
If you're going toward the post office, you know, Brook Street?
Yeah.
Kensington Road, right there, the bridge, and then, you know, the railroad bridge is to the right. So if you look at the railroad bridge, our bridge is just basically the road over the river.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. If you stop and you take a look, it's actually pretty impressive, but it's shot. So
Yeah.
that's-
So 7 Bridges is on the left and we're under the road.
Well, depending on which way you're going,
Yeah.
east side, so railroad side.
And the water that comes down under that coming from?
The dam.
Right.
Yeah.
Yep.
got it.
Yeah, so it goes through.
Yeah, you wouldn't think that bridge would be that pricey, right? I mean, it doesn't appear that,
Span is what kills it. It's like,
Yeah.
it's a long span.
yeah,
and,
yeah.
It's like they're gonna have several box culverts that have a deep end invert so that they could put a natural stream bed material, because we have a fish ladder at the dam.
Right.
Oh, right, that's right.
On a
Yes,
migrate
that's right.
out in the
Gotcha.
Open and the fisheries folks. So that increased the cost
Oh, okay.
of everything.
Yeah, gotcha.
Deep in box culvert, more excavation, more stream bed
Right.
material, so.
Are there currently any safety issues with the way it is now, or are we okay?
We have a weight limit. It's, if you go over that bridge, you'll see there's a load limit sign. But right now, I've been through it. It isn't showing any signs of distress on the road. And DOT comes and inspects it periodically.
Okay,
So right now, it's good,
Hmm.
but we want to replace it as soon as we can.
okay, thank you.
Okay, great.
Yeah.
We'll go and take a motion.
Move to authorize the town manager and town staff to request at least an additional $1,343,800 from the LoSiP program in coordination with the Regional Council of Government staff for Kensington Road Bridge Replacement Project, and to authorize the town manager to sign and return a subsequent Connecticut Department of Transportation's commitment to fund letter at or above total funding amount of $3,302,800. Request should be approved.
Thank you. Second. Hearing no other questions, we'll vote on the motion. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? So moved.
All right, the next item is, Mike again this is the big, awards for the HVAC project, so I'll let
Right.
Mike go through those.
Right. I mean, this has been the topic of the night too. So the
Aren't we
Public
lucky?
Building Commission issued 6 invitations to bid and RFPs for essentially the Griswold and Hubbard contractors to replace the HVAC systems, and also for the construction manager, mechanical, electric, plumber, engineer, also known as the MEP engineer, the architect, civil engineer, and the commissioning agent. And those disciplines will help during construction for RFIs and just making sure the job's done right, as was done in Willard. So all 6 bids came in. The PBC had reviewed them, went back and forth with a couple of the bidders. The summary on the first page of the packet of summary shows you the numbers. So the Griswold contractor, the bid award would be $4.4 million. Hubbard HVAC contractor, $3.7 million. Construction manager, and that will be for both schools, Griswold and Hubbard, $921,000. The MEP engineer, $133,000. The architect / civil engineer, $59,000. And the commissioning agent, $48,000. That comes up to a nice number, large number of $9.3 million. Throw on a contingency, round up a little bit, and you're at $10.1 million. So
Just like that.
Just like
Look at
that.
that. Just like
all on
that.
one page, nicely, hopefully it's neatly.
Just like that. Look at how easy we can spend money.
Yeah.
Come on.
Some of it's gonna be the state money.
Good. Thank goodness. Yeah, I know that. Yeah. It's still our money though. But it's good. It's all good.
More than water.
Yeah. Yeah, we got a lot here, Charlie.
Yeah.
Any questions for Mr. Mike? Okay. Well, you know how to do it, Mike. You know how to
Well,
do
that's what Public Works does best.
it. That's right,
Yeah.
exactly. It's all good. So
Want them all read separately, Kate?
we're ready.
Just to note too, that the notice of passage on the ordinance will be appearing in the paper tomorrow.
Okay.
Hopefully the Board of Finance has approved it. I'm not sure.
Yeah, do we know that? Okay,
So, but,
I hope so.
this is also all based not only on the approval of the Board of Finance, but also the
Gotcha.
petitions. Right, just so that you're aware of that. It's 14 days after date of publication.
Okay.
Did you want to?
Yeah, I think, yeah, could we find out before we leave if, just out of curiosity? Just curious if They might have left already, but.
In text for a wall.
Sure, yeah, sure. All right, so, we're good to, nothing else, no other questions, we're good to take the motion. Separate, vote on them separately, I guess, right?
Yep.
Yeah, okay. Yes, indeed.
Move to award the following contracts subject to funding approvals, appropriations from the town council and board of finance in a total of $10,116,000, inclusive of a total project contingency of $835,342, which can be used to increase these contract purchase orders amounts a maximum of 9% at the discretion of the Public Building Commission.
Thank you, second. Thank you, all those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed, right, so moved.
Move to award contract number 2025-16 for the unit ventilator replacement and HVAC upgrade project at Mary E. Griswold Elementary School to Allstate Construction Incorporated of Farmington, Connecticut, the amount of $4,411,000.
Thank you, second, yes, thank you. All those in favor?
Aye.
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 Opposed, so moved.
Move to award contract number 2025-17 for unit ventilator replacement and HVAC upgrade project at Richard D. Hubbard Elementary School to Save More Cooling and Heating Incorporated of Southington, Connecticut, in the amount of $3,708,500.
The second. It passed? Whew, okay. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed, so moved.
Move to award contract number 2025 for construction management services for the unit ventilator replacement and HVAC upgrade projects at Richard D. Hubbard and Mary E. Griswold Elementary Schools to Newfield Construction Group LLC of Hartford in the amount of $921,158.
Thank you, second. Thank you, all those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed, so moved.
One thing here, Mr.
sir.
Mayor, he
Yes,
just
sir.
said award contract 2025, he didn't have the dash,
20.
the -20 in there. It should be noted, it should be -20, because every one of your contracts here are 2025 with a dash on it.
Sorry.
All right, so noted. And we all voted, right? We're all good with the?
Yep.
All right. Yes, sir.
Move to award contract number 2025-21 for construction phase MEP design and administration services for Mary E. Griswold and Richard D. Hubbard Elementary School HVAC upgrade projects to BL Companies New England Incorporated of Meriden, Connecticut, the amount of $133,000.
Second. Thank you. Any other comments or questions? All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Right, so moved.
Move to award contract number 2025-22 for construction phase architectural and civil engineering design administration services for the Mary E. Griswold and Richard D. Hubbard Elementary School HVAC upgrade projects to Fryer Architects Incorporated of Farmington in the amount of $59,000.
Second. Thanks. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? So moved.
Move to award contract number 2025-23 for construction phase commissioning services for the Mary E. Griswold and Richard D. Hubbard Elementary School HVAC upgrade projects to Sustainable Engineering Solutions LLC of Rocky Hill, Connecticut, in the amount of $48,000.
Thank you. Check it. Thank you. All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Right, so moved. Whew.
Thank you very
Okay.
much.
Yeah.
He appreciates all the stuff with the funding on
Yeah.
that. And,
Yeah.
you know,
Yeah, no, that's good. We appreciate it, Mike. All your
Thanks,
your
Mike.
hard work. We
I
appreciate
just
it.
want to say Mike has done a tremendous amount of work on this, so.
I could see that. Yeah.
yeah, kind of bored, so I figured I might help them out.
Yeah, thank you, Mike.
Maybe, a little bit of something extra in your paycheck? Nah, you're a town employee. We can't do that. Sorry. Yeah, I figured that would be. Thank you. All right. Okay. Where are we at?
All right, well, last but not least,
Yes.
there's an appointment to make. I don't know if our town clerk
Oh, good. Yeah,
discussed this.
sure.
There's a couple things on this that I want to talk about. One is that they just started to advertise about Give 250 Connecticut. And what it was is that the towns, the organizations, whoever was representing the different towns had to sign this agreement saying that they agreed to it. Now, what you have attached is a draft. We have never received the final. All right, but also we're too late for this because it started July 1st and it ends July 11th. So I want to make sure that you're aware of this. And that also if it happens in the future, because we really didn't have a lot of time on this, that you would be okay with me saying that Berlin can do this. And I would send you out an email, of course, under the town manager, and that we would kind of figure out what to do. But what it is that you could give to the different towns, and then the organization accepting those donations would keep 10%. I'm very frustrated by this because even if this was in a timely manner, this draft is not final. So I don't understand how this is supposed to work. All right. But anyway, we're plowing along with it. The other thing, so if you at least give me a consensus that you think that if I could just send you out something, if they do this again. Right now, they're not sure that they will. All right.
Okay.
I'm not sure why there's only a time frame on this.
Right.
But the main reason with the time frame was because it was centered around 4th of July and the signing of the declaration.
Huh, okay.
Yeah. So. Well, it was supposed to be by June 30th. Okay. And the fact that what a lot of at the last meeting, and I had a one-on-one with one of them, in a nice way, not like, but that I said, I don't understand because we're not, a lot of the towns are represented by the historic districts or historic societies, excuse me, or, some kind of organization within the town. But when you're the town, then I have to get approval for any contracts. And I checked this with Attorney D'Onofrio. You guys have to authorize it. And how are you going to authorize an agreement that's not even finalized? So I am a little frustrated with this.
Well, that's good. Wow, that's kind of.
All right, but if it does happen again, then I will, of course, through Ryan, tell you about it, let you know what we know, and then we'll try to make sure that we're on the list. Now, the other thing is, I will say Kathy LaPaul, who most of you know, phenomenal woman, very supportive of all this. She has told me that Marjorie Moore, the foundation and the grants, that more than likely that would be in December. So I'll be coming back to you to be able to apply for a grant through her foundation. And that I guess like 20 years ago, whatever it was, she gave like 2,000. So we could probably put more on that, and try to get, so there's other options that we'll be aware of.
Yeah.
I think they moved the cutoff, which was the first week in December.
Uh-huh.
So just check.
Okay, I can.
think that-
Kathy sent me the information, but I'll double check to make sure.
maybe that-
It doesn't hurt. I can come to you in September.
And Here, I know that we're looking to put Kate on this commission.
No,
Oh, okay, so,
That.
no.
So it was that was a mistake.
Yeah.
Oh,
So it's supposed to be Sandy.
yeah,
yes.
yeah.
So, all right.
Fight you for it, Sandy.
Sandy.
So I misunderstood.
Sandy.
So I misunderstood what Peter had told me. And so he told me tonight that should be Sandy. Kate is willing to help out, but I mean, we're going to be meeting at 5 o'clock too. So this is the other thing that,
What?
the next meeting is 5 o'clock on July 17th. It would be in the VNA room. Okay,
What time? 5?
sorry,
What time? 5?
5. We have people who have meetings after that,
Yep.
at 6 and everything. Right, and then the other thing is today, it came out of this America 250 that the governor has a proclamation. So I forwarded it to Chrissy today, and I'll review it with you, but maybe we can get that on for the July 22nd.
Yeah, yeah.
All right.
Yeah,
So that
sure.
will be another.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, other event, I guess. That's good. All right, well, good. So what we got here? I think we have a,
If you would please disapprove
yes.
Andy Capola to be put onto the meeting, that would be wonderful. Thanks, Andy.
Yeah.
Move to appoint Andy Capola to the Berlin Commission. The America 250 Berlin Commission.
Appreciate that. Thank you. All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? So moved. You're in. You can't back out now. You're in. Doesn't matter. You're still in. I know you tried to slip that in. One less vote, maybe you wouldn't get it, but yeah, it is.
If I could just add, Kay, I appreciate you guiding us through this
Yeah.
in the quagmire.
Oh, yeah.
And I trust your best judgment in these issues. If you need a vote by email or whatever, just let us know, please.
Yep.
Absolutely. Yeah, of
Yep.
course. Yeah, because it just seems it
Don't
seems like
get
it's all
caught
gonna
up
be
in
last
our-
minute. Right?
It was
It's a-
very last minute.
Yeah,
And,
wow.
you know, Carrie was with me on the call, and we
Yeah.
talked afterwards, and she still offered to come tonight. I said, no, I can handle the council. So, you know, but it was a little concerning.
Yeah, I suspect that might be the way it goes, moving forward. Perhaps, I hope not, but hopefully
Well,
not.
the good thing is I'm hearing it more and more. So there's
Yeah. Well,
like
that's-
even you know, the president has come out,
Yeah,
talked about
been
America
out there a little bit,
250.
yeah.
So I'm hoping that as more people hear it,
Mm.
they understand what's going on. And also, and Peter, I don't want to put you on the spot with this,
Oh, let's put them
but
on the spot.
Peter has reached out to the Berlin Lions, and they're acceptable to the fact that we are looking to do the Yankee Peddler Day
Oh, great.
and to use the fairgrounds.
Oh, good.
So I think even if we do that one big event, we have a lot of other things we'd like to talk about. But if we
Yeah.
could get that together, I think
Oh,
that
good.
would be a really great thing for the town.
I offered you and I to, and or Sandy to go, and if the Lions want an idea of what we're doing, to speak at one of their meetings, so.
Yep.
That Richie Didden is gonna get back to me now.
Excellent, you know.
Good.
So I think it will be excellent. So I know the council is fully supportive, so it's wonderful.
Oh, yeah, we've been talking about that forever to get that going, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, good. That's great. Good. All right. Thank you, Kate. Thank you, Sandy, for your future endeavors you will be involved in, and Peter, and Kate, and all of us. Well, yeah, there we go. See, that's all it's about. One big party, one big country party. Well, you know, well,
Submit your
President
receipt.
had that little parade thing.
what's that?
The president had that little parade thing that mentioned 250. You know.
Oh, yeah, a little parade. Yeah, the small parade he had.
We used it, on the Yankee Peddler days, we had a parade.
Oh, was there a parade
Yeah.
back then?
Yeah,
I don't
it
remember
started
parade.
at,
Let's start.
I think it was paper goods, and it went down Purcell Avenue to Main Street.
Oh, just the Main Street there.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, I think I remember that. Yeah. Yeah, that was.
I won't tell you what went on, but
Wow.
it was a lot of
Can
fun.
only imagine back in the day. Yes, we can only imagine what went on. I think we could come up with stuff. Anyway, okay, so we're on to Mr. Ryan.
All right.
Excited to hear.
All right, I'll try to be easy on you guys tonight, but I do have a few items. One, I want to thank you all for your support and opposition to that House Bill 5002.
Yay.
The governor did veto that, and so I'm sure there will be a housing bill to come back. I believe, yeah, I hear there might be a special session. Yeah, so
Oh, boy.
I wouldn't want to be a state
Good
right now.
luck
But,
with that.
yeah, some more to come. It's like it's
Mm.
kind of like the shark is back at sea right now, so we'll see what happens. But I did want to talk about, we've talked a lot about doing a firefighter recognition dinner,
Yes.
and I ran the date by the mayor for August 20th. It's a Wednesday. And so we'd be looking to do this at Ramsey's at the golf course. And I've been speaking with Jim Simons quite a bit, as well as Saul at the golf course. We're looking at a 6 p.m. start with around a 6:30 dinner. The cost of this would be about $35 a plate. Given the anticipated number of people, the cost would be around $2,000 to $2,500. And we do have funding available. This is under the limit. This is something that I can do without council approval. So if you, the council, are okay with this, then we'll solidify this for August 20th, and we will continue with this firefighter recognition dinner. So I'm looking for you guys just to see if that works.
Absolutely.
Yep.
Well deserved, so yeah.
Absolutely.
All right.
Amir Pittance to thank them for
Right.
what they did to save our town and other towns.
Great. All right. Thank you all. I figure that was an easy one. The next up is as we talk about every meeting, I want to give a YMCA update.
Oh, yes, good.
And so I did, Micah Hearn gave me the latest. So the Public Building Commission has been working on getting this phase 1. That's one of the items that are needed with the site. The PO for that has been issued. Work is underway, and that PO, that phase 1 is expected this month. So we should have
Great.
that. I'm expecting we'll have that by the next time this council meets. The Public Building Commission also approved issuing a PO for QA&M. This is in regards to survey work, geotech work, and the geotech work was authorized, and that's Welty Geotechnical, and their schedule will be coming. I'll have that soon. And then we're also working on the borings, and Cole was on site today doing field work as well for the topo survey. So this is all moving ahead. All of the work that the YMCA needs for this property, we're making sure it gets happening. And then the Public Building Commission's next meeting is July 10th. So that we'll be continuing that conversation then. So any
Good.
questions on that?
No, it's great.
Okay.
Thanks for the update.
Thank you. And then I just want to say we did sign up. The town now has a Town of Berlin Instagram today.
No.
I saw that.
So make sure you follow it. It's going to be very similar to the Facebook, but you get a different audience with Instagram as well. I think we can, reach out to younger demographics, and
Great.
so we're excited about that.
Good.
And then our mailing list has been successful. And then it is the first meeting of the new quarter, so I have a quarterly update that's in your packets. I thought we could just read through the first, 5 to 6 pages now.
Yeah.
That's all right.
And I think
Unlike some people, we can read.
I
Yeah, move to read. I second that.
yeah.
You can all read it at your leisure.
I think I wouldn't miss a word or anything of punctuation. I think you should go through it so we understand it all.
I do want to
All right.
thank all of the department heads for putting this
Yeah, this is
together.
nice.
They do a lot of work, and so it was a successful
Good.
past 3 months, I'd say. So that is my update this evening. Thank you.
All right. Thank you, Ryan. We appreciate it.
I have a briefing with counselor communication.
Yes, we can. Yeah, because there's no special committee. So yes, on to that. No,
Up the gun.
no. We're good. We're good.
I love bringing this up. So we're having a lot of success. Our young lady softball players again in
Oh,
town.
yeah.
Our 12U team, which as you know is like the oldest
Yeah.
group of kids that play in Little League is 12U. They won not only the district, but they've already won sectionals.
Oh.
So the team is on to the state championship. So they are playing Fairfield tomorrow, I think, who won the entire thing last year. So that's really exciting. So that's 2 years now in a row that the 12Us have like gone on. And then the 10U softball all-stars won districts, and it's the first time in the history of Berlin Little League that 10U all-star softball has won. the district.
Really?
So
Wow.
very exciting.
Oh, that is exciting.
Yeah,
That's great.
very
for-
cute.
Good stuff.
Yep.
Thanks for the update. Keep us, hopefully they go further.
Yeah.
Yeah, excellent. So Council Communications, where we at? Anything?
Just one thing, I'll be meeting with Christie tomorrow on a proclamation for the Veterans Committee.
Yes. Yeah, thank you for doing that. Yeah, we want to get that at the next meeting.
I'll be meeting with her tomorrow at 10 a.m.
Good. Yeah, thanks, Mark. Want to get that done. Anything, Peter?
I said enough.
You said enough. You said enough. Anything, Kate? You're good? We good? Hmm?
Not yet.
No. Next, that's
I
next.
thought you were gonna adjourn. I was like, are we leaving?
No,
I'm
no.
so tired, Mark, I'm sorry.
I am with you. I'm exhausted today for whatever reason. Yeah, I'm with you. Yeah, I think it is the heat, honestly. It does tire you out. But anyway, yes, well, with that in mind, let's take a vote on, let's
Move-
approve the
Move
minutes.
we accept the minutes of the June 17th meeting.
Thank you. Second? All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. All right, no
Yep.
problem. Okay, motion all those, yeah, no, all right, one abstention. Yeah, we're good. We're good. Yeah, it's getting late. Motion to adjourn. How about that?
So moved.
Second.
All right, we're all set. It's done. It's over. So adjourned. I'm sorry. It's getting.
Ease
we're all-
on down the road.
We're all tired. Yeah, we're gonna go.
telling ya.